Spencer Lewis post-race here at the Garry Reynolds Memorial and the Garry Reynolds 100, and the second verse, the same as the first. Two-time winner here, number 51 machine representing Sunset Speedway. It's Mike Lights Out Bentley, and Mike, you rolled in late. A lot of guys were maybe questioning your strategy of not running 100 laps of practice this afternoon, but it didn't seem to matter whatsoever. Different chassis than what you had last year, but the result is exactly the same.
Yeah, we were a bit late today, trying to get off work in time for the Thursday night race, but we had the car kind of geared up for this race, so we came here. Had Mike McCall with us working from McCall Racing Enterprises, and we were geared up for the future for sure.
Now, last season when you won the Memorial in 2011, coming out of the halfway break, you just really were able to dominate and pull away from Alan Inglis, who was running second. This season, it seemed as though Dwayne Baker did not stray from your back bumper more than a car length and a half the entire second half of this race. Were you feeling the pressure from that number 48 machine?
Yeah, I definitely was. We took the lead at lap 50. I wanted to kind of get in the front and see if I could save some of my stuff. Dwayne was definitely pressuring me. I pulled a bit on him, but I don't know if he was trying to save tires, because I was trying to save a bit of my equipment too, because it's a long race. But the lap traffic definitely played a big part in how we raced at the end there, because he was all over me, and it took everything to keep him behind me.
Now, I got to say, on a personal level, I mean, the second half of the race going completely caution-free was a bit of a surprise. What sort of setup did you guys put in this car coming out for that final 50? Were you expecting a caution-laden second half?
I was expecting it, but it just so happened we went 50 laps, and we had the car geared up so for the long run, because we couldn't make any adjustments at the break at lap 50, but it was working good. It
just seems as though you get better and better on these long-distance races every time we see you out at one of these big-ticket events. I mean, you won the MRE Pro Series event a couple of weeks ago at Sunset, had a phenomenal showing in the final round of the Grisdale Triple Crown race. Now it's back to victory lane at the Garry Reynolds Memorial. Do you feel as though your style just suits a longer distance race better than it does a weekly 30-lap event?
Yeah, for sure. I like the finesse races. Just where consistency comes into big play. Not so much, you don't have to work through lap traffic as much, because regular night you have to start at the back for the handicap system. But yeah, these long races, we seem to have the car working really good. Just being consistent, keeping the car not getting bent.
Now, I know how much of a big deal it was for you last season when you won this event. Does it mean just as much winning it 2 years in a row?
It definitely does. To come back and defend the championship, it definitely represents our team well. I couldn't thank the Garry Reynolds family enough. It's definitely in support of his family, and definitely it's definitely a big win.
Now we're heading into the playoff season. I know how much you like to tour. You're going to be everywhere. There's some big races coming up. What's your hit list looking like? What do you want more than anything else throughout the tail end of 2012?
I know you've asked me before, and I've always said Autumn Colors. Each year we go there. We seem to have some kind of problem, but I think this year I think we can take it.
All right, man. Well, I know you got a huge weekend coming up. This is I can't think of a better way to start it for you guys. Congratulations on all your success. Two-time winner at the Garry Reynolds Memorial, and best of luck bringing home some hardware the rest of the week.
Thank you very much.
There you go, folks. Representing Sunset Speedway, it's Mike Lights Out Bentley. We're here post-race at the Garry Reynolds Memorial. I'm here with the bully, Dwayne Baker, driver of the number 48 machine. Runner-up performance here tonight, but Dwayne, I got to tell you, man, the last 10, 15 laps, it definitely looked as though you were the faster of the two cars at the front of the field.
Well, I was trying to save my stuff to the end, because I figured we were going to have a caution, and we didn't get a caution in the last 50, so it was just, I don't know. We had a good car at the end, though. It was good.
With Barrie being as tough to pass as it is, you know, even in clean air, when you throw lap traffic in there, it's so unforgiving, it's so tough to make a move. If we'd maybe gotten a caution late in the going and sort of gotten the lap traffic out of the way, would that have really changed the story?
I would have liked a caution at the end. I think there would have been a different outcome, but it was, Bentley had a good car. He was getting looser and looser as the race went on, and I could see that, and I was just trying to save my stuff to the end, and it's just the way it worked out. It didn't work out our way. So.
But you guys put on an absolute classic, and even though you're not walking away with the trophy, I got to think that you're leaving the Speedway having a little bit of fun here tonight, because it looked like that was a good time, that battle you two put on for the lead.
Oh yeah, we're going to hang around for a while tonight. We're going to party out.
Now, with Bentley now being full-time at Sunset and you being at Barrie, I mean, you guys had a couple of battles last season, but is this really the most meaningful side-by-side war you two have had since he's been racing limited late model?
Well, at Sunset a couple times last year. We were close a couple times, and I think he'll have to tighten up the belts when I come to Sunset for the year end.
Pressure's on then.
Yeah.
All right, well, I know you've been having a huge season here. You got setback early on with Tech having a problem with your fuel cell, but it didn't take a long time to rebound from that. Frequent trips to victory lane. How close is that championship?
We're not far away. We're saving this car just for here, and then the year-end stuff, we're going to go to Peterborough and Sunset, and then whatever special we can run with the car. It's just, the car's awesome every night. It's just awesome car. Can't complain.
Do you prefer these long distance events to the weekly 25, 30 lappers?
I like the long stuff. It's better racing, hard racing. Usually you save your stuff to the end, and whoever's got the best car is going to win.
Why don't you go ahead and thank those sponsors for me, Dwayne?
Oh, I got to thank Gord and Centennial Auto, and Sancor Homes has been with us for a long time, and then there's Clearview Heating, Baker's Performance, Canadian Towing Equipment, Fort Valley Excavating. I think that's it.
There you go, folks. Runner up here tonight, representing Barrie Speedway. It's the bully, Dwayne Baker. Spencer Lewis here, post-race at the Garry Reynolds Memorial at Barrie Speedway, and I'm standing with the driver of the number 10 machine in the limited late model division. Phenomenal performance here tonight. It's Gordy the Smoke Shepherd, and Gordy, I got to say, you and Al Inglis in your battle for third went to war. That was a phenomenal show.
Yeah, we raced hard for third, that's for sure. Al he didn't make it easy for us, and I think we actually put a pretty good show on for the fans.
Now, as tough as it is to pass at Barrie, once you get into that lap traffic, how tough is it to sort of snake your way through this slower moving traffic while still trying to, make a pass or hold off somebody that's challenging you?
Well, it's difficult because you're always trying to use that lap car to your advantage, and sometimes the guy on the outside, he tries to squeeze you in behind. So I don't know, sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it don't.
Now, it looked as though your car was getting stronger as the race wore on. If we had a few more laps, would you have anything for the front two?
I don't know if we would have had anything for the front two, but I definitely think we could have ran with them.
A great performance here tonight, and you certainly know your way around Barrie. You had a good performance last Friday at Kawartha Speedway. How does the rest of the 2012 calendar look for this team?
Well, we're gonna run a couple more times down at Sunset, and then we're gonna head down to Fall Colors, I guess.
Now, I know that none of this is possible without a good support system. Go ahead and thank some people for me.
I'd like to thank BFI Canada. They're a great sponsor of our cars. And I got to thank our car owner, Peter Shelswell. I got to thank our crew. I got to thank my mom and dad. I got to thank Jason Holmes for building us good trainees and rear ends. Last the whole race.
And I made $20 off you and Brandon. So, I picked the man, and the man is there.
Now, I got to ask, after stepping away from full-time competition at Delaware, do you feel as though it's helped you rededicate yourself to your limited late model program?
I still think we struggle a lot in it, just because I work full time, and I try to do the driving school at Barrie Speedway, and I don't have a whole lot of time to work on our own cars.
And Ridge Road Racing and setup, tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I have about 5 Thunder cars at the Speedway now that are my setups. Trying to start a little business, setting cars up. So I thought, since I was pretty good at the Thunder car, we would try to start up a chassis business.
There you go, folks. It's if you need the setup to come and run at Barrie Speedway, or I guess really any track in the area, give Gordy a call, and Gordy, best of luck the rest of the season, and we'll definitely check in with you as we enter the playoff season in a couple of weeks.
Thanks, Spence.
There you go, folks. Third place finisher here tonight at the Garry Reynolds Memorial. It's Gordy the Smoke Shepherd. Spencer Lewis here, post-race at the Garry Reynolds Memorial, and I'm standing with the driver of the number 44 Thunder car, the winner of tonight's big 50-lap A main, the Deuce, Dave Doucette, second win in a row. And Dave, they brought out the heavy heaters tonight. I mean, a lot of really talented guys, and nobody had anything for that number 44 machine.
No, it was, we actually got it working pretty good. We actually broke the rear end in practice, and we stick welded it back together, and it actually made the car faster.
I know that you didn't open up this season probably the way that you were looking to, had a couple of struggles with that 44 machine. And was it really a test of your patience just to stick with this car?
Oh yeah, for the last 2 years, it's been a real test. Well, looks like we finally turned everything around.
Is it just a multitude of smaller things that you needed to tweak and change to get the car to really wake up?
Yeah, this year it was. This year we've been doing one thing at a time, and it seems to be working so far. So.
I mean, you've had a great couple of weeks at Barrie. We're heading into when it really starts to count. I mean, big races are coming up. We're entering into the playoff season. Big races at Sunset. We got Autumn Colors on the horizon. I mean, you've shown in the past, being a former Autumn Colors Classic winner, that you can get it done in big race situations. How do you like your chances coming away with some serious hardware towards the end of the year?
We're only 2 weeks running good, so I'd hate to say it, but we're definitely going to be there.
Now, back to this race tonight. When you got into the lap traffic, were you a little bit worried because you did have Herb Walter sort of closing in on you with the lap cars, but once you were free and clear of them into clean air, you were able to pull away from them?
Yeah, no, I wasn't really too worried about it. I knew he had to stay behind me or go underneath them. That's not too likely here.
Why don't you go ahead and thank some people for me, Dave?
GD Code Suzuki for sure. Extreme Auto Machine, Simcoe Auto Recycling, Homeworks Home Improvements, and that's about it.
And I got to ask real quick before we wrap it up, as important as this event is to Barrie Speedway regulars and people that had known Garry and or you know, pitted beside Garry, how big was this for you heading into the season? Was this on the top of your must-win list?
It was the very top. That's actually a Reynolds chassis. It was built right at Reynolds. Garry was there quite a few times helping us.
Well, it's best that someone that could really appreciate it goes home with a win and a dazzling performance here tonight. Phenomenal run. Best of luck the rest of the season, and we'll catch up with you entering the playoff season a little bit later on.
Sounds good.
There you go, folks. It's the Deuce, Dave Doucette. Spencer Lewis here for Inside Track TV. We're here with the runner-up here at Barrie Speedway and the Garry Reynolds Memorial, the 50-lap Thunder Car segment of the event. The check casher, Herb Walters, and Herbie, you got a lot of checkered flags here at Barrie Speedway, and it looked as though during the midway portion of that race, you were headed for another one. Unfortunately, not able to put a stop to the Deuce, Dave Doucette.
Yeah, we didn't have totally enough for Dave. We were able to run with him. Running at Sunset, you have to run a lot more. You can get more corner speed. So trying to run that kind of a setup here doesn't really work. And we could get him coming into the corner, but we'd have to slow down so much that he could just pull us coming out.
It looked as though everybody within the top 10 was developing some brake heat, but your rotors were cherry red, and I know that brakes was something that you guys were working on this afternoon. What exactly were you tweaking on in this car heading into practice?
We tried in the second practice. We put a little bit of rear brake in the car. It helped it a little. It helped it actually a lot. Pads were pretty wore out of the front, so we decided to put on a new set of pads. They gave us 5 laps after practice to go break them in, and apparently during the feature they were glowing a lot.
Now, did that caution around the midway portion of the event, did that really help cool those brakes down a touch?
It helped a little bit. When I went into the corner one after we got the green, I didn't bother pumping the pedal up after the yellow, and it almost went to the floor going in, and the car washed up a little bit, but we were able to collect it back up and pull away from that.
It seemed as though in the final 10 laps, Dave was beginning to really pull away on you, and you had a rear view mirror full of Rick Walt. Were you conscious that the 10 car was right behind you?
I seen him. I wasn't sure if he was going to have enough to get around me or not. I noticed he had worked around Matt by the looks of it on the outside. And I was waiting for that move, so I just figured I'd kind of block the bottom, force him to go to the outside.
Now, I know that last year's event at the Garry Reynolds Memorial, you were not happy with your car at all. It wasn't working for you. You weren't able to make it turn. You didn't have the straightaway speed. To this year, totally different story. The car's woken right up. You had the car straight into the frame shop. I mean, it's a new year, and you got to be feeling really good considering where you were in 2011.
Yeah, for sure. And the way our last month and a half has gone at Sunset, we needed this a lot. We needed to get like a top 3 finish, something to kind of get us up, get our spirits up for this weekend, and hopefully we get a feature win at our own place.
Now, speaking of this weekend, you got a big couple of days coming up at Sunset Speedway. For the uninformed, why don't you walk us through a little bit what your Saturday and Sunday is going to look like?
Saturday night's going to be our regular night at Sunset, and then Sunday night we have the last race for the MRE series. And we're sitting, I think, 3rd in the points, a little bit behind Matt Mulholland, and hopefully we'll be able to pull it, maybe a win for that, and jump up to 2nd at least.
Go ahead and thank them sponsors for me.
Got to thank Graham Landscape Limited, Splash Cone Excavation, RV Graphics, Innisfil Machine and Welding, Custom Steering, and People Watson.
There you go, folks. Damn, he's getting good at naming off those sponsors. Second tonight, it's the check casher, Herb Walters. He's the mayor of Sunset Speedway this evening at the Garry Reynolds Memorial. A strong run for the number 88 Thunder car. Especially this here post-race at the Garry Reynolds Memorial, and standing with the driver of the number 10 Thunder car, third tonight in the Thunder car portion, the 50 lapper here at Barrie Speedway, the upgrade Rick Walton. Rick, not too happy with your performance, I guess. I guess you felt the car had a little bit more than a third place run in her?
Yeah, that car was a rocket ship tonight. If we didn't have to start so deep in the field because of just misfortunes in a heat race there, that just was unnecessary. We would have been right up there. I think we had a chance of winning it. We just ran out of time.
It looked as though late in the going, I mean, even with the lap traffic, even with the cars being in your way, that car really seemed to wake up with about 10, 15 laps to go. If you had a few more laps, would it have been a different story?
I needed maybe a caution would have helped. Dave had a bit of a lead on Herbie, but I got to him and we had a pretty good run. I think we needed that caution, but that car, our car's good on long runs. Other people's cars go away there a bit, but ours seems to be real good on the long races.
Big picture wise, I mean, you have been so good all season long. I mean, you're in contention for that first championship, 5 straight wins to start off the season. You've added 2 more for 7 overall. I mean, you've been golden here at Barrie, and I guess tonight just continues that long string of top 3s and top 5 finishes. I mean, it just seems as though your team has really hit on something this season to make 2012 special.
Yeah, we started the year a little further ahead than the rest of the guys. Some guys built new cars. Dave Doucette's really turned it on. He was working on his car real hard, and we started off real strong. Well, we were 3/10 faster most nights than anybody, and now it's pretty tight out there. Our car's still pretty good every night, but I just got to be consistent. We're going to be good.
Now let's talk about the playoff season coming up. I mean, that's the car that won the Autumn Colors Classic, and it was a career performance, and it looks as though you're headed back towards the Autumn Colors Classic as a definite favorite heading into the 50 lapper.
Yeah, we'll be there. I don't think there's much we need to do to the car. It's pretty fast. We want to run down at Sunset and try running against the few top guys down there. I want to run against Russell. I was kind of hoping he came here tonight. Not that it really mattered, but I was kind of hoping he showed up. Yeah, Peterborough, hopefully we can, I just want a top 5 there again, but if we have a chance of winning it, we're going to definitely try.
With only a few nights left to Barrie and the championship in reach, are you going to be employing a little bit more of a conservative strategy, or are you still going to go out there to win every night?
I'm going out there to win every night. I've yet to come to a racetrack since I started racing at 13 where I want to finish second, so I'm not being cocky or nothing. I just want, that's why we come here. Nobody comes to a racetrack to finish second, whether you're last or you're first every night. So
I mean, the type of runs you've had in 2012, has it surpassed any of your greatest memories heading into this season? I mean, you've been so good. Has this been a career year for you?
Oh yeah, definitely career year. Dates back right to Autumn Colors, right from Autumn Colors. If you include that, that's 6 feature wins in a row. Really, we won Autumn Colors, and then we went on to win 5 straight to start the season. So that's a pretty big momentum to carry you through the year, and we got a good lead to start the season. So I mean, all we got to do now is these last 5, I think there's 5 nights left, just be consistent, and we have a pretty good points lead right now.
Go ahead and thanks the people for me, Rick.
Definitely Abstract Salon, Daryl and Blair, they're a huge help for us. BFI, Shellswell Racing, obviously Gord, the whole Ridge Road Racing chassis and setup team. Bar none, the guy, I don't know, every night I come in here complaining about the car and he makes it right, and then we go out and either win or run in the top 5.
Well, best of luck the rest of the season, and best of luck in the championship chase, and playoff season's right around the corner, and you've shown that your money when the lights are on bright in those big race situations. I doubt that this is the last time we'll be talking to you this season.
Yeah, I sure hope so. I'd like to see you guys interview me again.
There you go, folks. It's the upgrade Rick Wald here at Barrie Speedway for the Garry Reynolds Memorial.